Alright, update for waves. So are we going to hold this last line in the sand? Let's talk about it. Now, you can see, I mean, waves has really had a fall from grace in the past couple of weeks or so. And even just looking at this on the squeeze mom momentum indicator, you can just see the bears are in complete control right now. I mean, momentum is not slowing down in the slightest, and we're completely oversold. And from a technical perspective, this would be oversold. But if you haven't heard, Waves has really been at the forefront of a lot of bearish news and FUD articles. Whether they're right or wrong or not, I'm not here to discuss that. I'm here to talk about the analysis. But at least the USDN stablecoin has returned to pretty much what it was before. I mean, before this was hovering around, 99 cents to a dollar. We're currently just under 99 cents. So, we're kind of getting back there. Nonetheless, it's really, really not a good sign in the first place to see, a stable coin go down to 69 cents. And if you don't know, USDN is the stable coin of Waves. So, when this news came out, they got accused of being a Ponzi, left, right, and center. And that is why we've seen this big, big drop. And previously I highlighted this. In my opinion, there was only like 3 zones we needed to hold. It was these all-time highs that we put in over here. We've got a 618 Fibonacci at $29 here, and then drawing off fib from low to high up here, you can see we have another 618 fib. So we've got a double 618 fib here between 29 and 28. Once we broke through there, we were calling for a move down to $20. And you can see that we called this because at the time, I believe the 200 day was around here. Where's the 200 day gone? Oh, have I lost my 200 day? I'll get it back another time. But nonetheless, we're coming right back down. 786 Fibonacci on this level. So this is really your last line in the sand, $20. I don't want to overcomplicate this because, from a technical perspective, if we close dailies below the 786, then this entire uptrend that Waves did just initiate from the low down here to the high, I mean, this was a 6.5x. And we could have just invalidated the whole trend if we do slide below the 786 Fibonacci. Now, are we going to slide down below the 786 Fibonacci? That's probably the question you want to hear, because, if we do have a strong bounce off the 786, and then, I wouldn't be getting bullish from a bounce. I'd really want to see this double 618 fib region get taken out. And that really only comes into play once we backtest 29 and start pushing up above 30. In my opinion, that is really the only way in the short term that Waves will survive. But if we look at what's going on, right now, it's not looking the greatest in my opinion. I can see that we're emming out a lot of the time. It's not always perfect, but you've got these highs, these lows where you're emming out. You've got highs, emming. Once again, this wave and this wave emming out, and this impulse was higher than this one, so once again emming out. I mean, it just doesn't look the greatest right now in my opinion. And even if we come down to the lower time frames, you can see the bears have been in control of this momentum since the 1st of April on the 4 hour. And it basically came back, reset. This was a little bit of hopium for the bulls, but we never got any momentum stepping in from the bulls. So these regions that we're at now, when we're around this $20 to $21, this is where we needed to see the bulls step in. And, when the bulls stepped in, they pretty much just tucked themselves into bed and went back to sleep because they thought, we're going to keep on moving back to the downside. So the 4-hourly squeeze mom, bears are very, very much in control right now. And we're not looking the greatest in my opinion. Now, if we get our moving average back, because I also think we had a 200 day around this region, so alright, there we go. I had to find my 200 day moving average, and as you can see, like I said right here, I mean, we're literally back testing the 200 day moving average right now at $21. So in my opinion, it is kind of coming to a do or die scenario where if we don't start moving up very, very fast, then this M is going to carry us below the last invalidation point at $20. If we break below $20 then and start putting in daily closes below the 786, which is $20, then you're going to see this entire trend get invalidated. And also on the flip side, You know, like I said, we're currently hovering on the 200-day moving average right now. And if we come over to the 4-hour, you can see your EMA ribbons, your bearish EMA ribbons on the 4-hour are still in play up to $24. So if we don't have a strong push back above $24 in the next couple of days, then unfortunately it looks like waves will be coming back down to sweep the lows. And that is really not what you want to see, because if we come over to the daily, where did these lows come into? So, I mean, I really don't see us bottoming until we come down to as potentially low as $14 or $13.50, which is, you know, from the breakdown, another 33% drop, a 35% drop in total. So, we're honestly not looking too good right now, but there is a tiny bit of hopium that I can provide you before the end of this video. And, you know, this really depends on how we break out. So let's look at the Bitcoin chart, because in my opinion, if Bitcoin is able to signal a strong reversal for the altcoin market, if it's able to hop out of this asymmetrical triangle, then our price target will be all the way up here at 42,500. Now, I do think that will provide enough momentum for waves to have a bounce, potentially above the 4-hour EMAs. But this is really all hinged on Bitcoin right now. Obviously, Waves has got itself in a bunch of drama, a bunch of bad articles, bad press, and it's really not a good sign to see, you know, their USDN stablecoin fall off the face of this world. But a tiny bit of hopium is, you know, at least it's returned to almost its original price. And, you know, Bitcoin could be setting up for a breakout. So in the next 12 hours, it's actually less than 12 hours. The apex of this is at midnight from where I am. So this is actually 11 hours, probably 10 hours by the time I upload this video. So within the next 10 hours, Bitcoin is either, in my opinion, going to have a big impulse to the upside, or we could be seeing a shakeout to the downside, approximately to 38,000. Now, whether Bitcoin breaks up or down, I imagine we'll have a strong correlation with waves. And yeah, let's just hope Bitcoin breaks out, because if Wave starts pushing below this $20 region, then it's just really not going to look good for waves at all. You know, this entire uptrend will be completely gone. And in my opinion, it's already not looking good, because, you know, when you have a big, you know, we had a good consolidation range, like I'll give it that. It consolidated for a very long time, but the way it just exploded past the all-time high, filled this 1.618 fib target, and then when it was meant to come back and backtest the all-time high, we didn't do that. I gave it the benefit of the doubt, said let's try see if we can backtest the candle body close. We didn't backtest that, and since then we've just been falling, you know, invalidating, and once again we're coming down to the last zone. So I can't draw any more last lines in the sand. I can't draw a fib retracement target and say, oh, we could come down to here and then bounce. It's really do or die right now. So keep your eyes on $20. If we start pushing daily closes below 20, then I have to assume much lower price targets are on the table for waves. And that is really what the chart is telling me. But if I'm wrong and we are going to have a big reversal, we still need to get above the 618. We could see a dead cat bounce potentially as high as $30 before rolling back down the table. And do bear in mind, daily EMA ribbons are really pushing to the downside. So if we don't start exploding very soon, then waves is going to be in a lot of trouble. That is really all I've got for you today for waves. Not looking the greatest. We're really emming out right now. We need Bitcoin to lead the market with this breakout of this triangle. That is all I've got. Once again, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.